The most dangerous thing a person can do is nothing, not failing, not losing, but sitting idle, watching life pass by without ever rising to live it.
He sat on that same bench every day, same time, same place, same empty eyes. He wasn't old, he wasn't broken, but he had stopped living. His dreams? Forgotten. His plans? Postponed. His passion? Silenced. Not because he failed, but because he did nothing. There was a time he had fire in his eyes. He talked about changing the world. He had notebooks full of ideas. People believed in him. But one rejection turned into silence. One delay turned into a year. And the longer he waited, the heavier the bench became. Until comfort disguised itself as contentment, and comfort, as it always does, became a prison. "Why do you sit here every day?" the boy asked. The man smiled faintly. "Just thinking." The boy looked puzzled. "Thinking about what?" "About what could have been," he whispered. The boy shrugged. "Why don't you go make it happen then?" And just like that, 10 words from a child hit harder than 1,000 lectures. That night, he didn't sleep. He stared at the mirror, not at his face, but at his reflection. A man who once dared, a man who once tried, and a man who could again. Because life hadn't stopped. Only he had. The next morning, he didn't go to the bench. He picked up his laptop. He emailed an old contact. He dusted off the dream. Was it easy? No. Did he feel ready? Not even close. But momentum doesn't come from waiting. It comes from moving. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to move. Because progress doesn't reward the idle. The world doesn't wait for you to feel inspired. You create inspiration by doing. And every small action you take tells your future, "I'm not done yet." 1 year later, he's still not perfect. But he's no longer idle. He's back to building, back to creating, back to becoming. And that one decision to rise from that bench was all it took to change everything. This story isn't just about him. It's about you. You've been sitting, watching, waiting for the right moment, for the perfect mood. But this is it. This is your wake-up call. Your next step won't be big. It'll be brave. Stop sitting. Start moving. Because your dream is not dead, it's just idle. Never sit idle ever again. Life is waiting, but it won't wait forever. So get up. Start. Do something. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now. You see, idleness doesn't always look like laziness. Sometimes it's grief. Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's simply being tired of trying. And that's what makes this so dangerous, because people assume you're fine. You smile. You function. But deep down, you've stopped moving. Not just physically, but in your soul. And nobody checks on those who look okay. Just one more day. I'll start next week. After this phase passes, and before you know it, a month becomes a year, a dream becomes a regret, and life becomes a loop of what ifs. But time doesn't stop for you to feel ready, and your calling doesn't pause because you're uncertain. Motivation is a scam because it fades fast. Discipline stays. You don't need to feel like doing it. You just need to do it anyway. Every legend you admire didn't rise because they were always inspired. They rose because they moved even when their mind screamed stay. Someone is watching you. Your child, your sibling, a friend, a stranger. They watch what you tolerate, what you pursue, what you refuse to rise from. You may not see it now, but the story you're living is the blueprint for someone else's survival. Don't sit idle for them. In every season of life, there are 3 kinds of people. Number 1, those who wait for life to happen. Number 2, those who watch life happen. Number 3, and those who make life happen. The first group, regret. The second, complain. The third, build. You get to decide every single day which one you'll be. You don't need to climb the mountain today. You just need to put your shoes on. One step, one choice, one action. That's how you build trust with yourself again. Tiny wins lead to massive shifts. You're not lazy. You're stuck. And the way out is motion. Start small, but start. The world is full of almosts. Almost famous, almost successful, almost free, almost happy. But almost is another word for idle potential. Don't let your story be an almost made it tale. You have what it takes, but you must move. It only takes one decision to flip the entire script. One moment of courage, one step into discomfort, one email, one phone call, one yes, and suddenly, everything changes. Because action invites favor, action attracts alignment, action activates purpose. You might not have cheerleaders, you might not have applause, but you don't need noise to be great. You don't need validation to move. If nobody claps, clap for yourself. If nobody sees, keep building anyway. Your consistency is proof of your faith in a future the world has yet to see. One day, you'll wish you started earlier. One day, you'll beg for the hours you scroll away. One day, you'll realize time is the only currency you never get back. The cost of sitting idle is your legacy, and that's too high a price. You're not too old. You're not too late. You're not too broken. The clock doesn't define you. The calendar doesn't define you. Your choice does. And today you still have that power. Get up. Write the first word. Make the first call. Take the walk. Apply again. Say the scary thing. Build the big dream. Whatever your thing is, it won't build itself. Stop sitting. Stop waiting. Stop overthinking. Do it badly if you must. Do it scared, but do it. Because one day you'll look back and thank yourself for not sitting idle. Rising doesn't always look glorious. Sometimes it's shaky. Sometimes it's slow. Sometimes it's messy. But movement, no matter how small, is victory. Stop comparing your pace to others. Your only competition is who you were yesterday. And if today you do even 1% more than yesterday, you've won. Later is the most expensive lie we tell ourselves. It gives comfort today, but leaves you with regret tomorrow. Later becomes never. Dreams are murdered in silence. Not by enemies, but by delay. Don't kill yours. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Perfection is the disguise of procrastination. Progress loves imperfect action. You may have fallen, you may have failed, you may have lost, but your story isn't over. In fact, this is the part people remember. Not the fall but the rise. Not the pain but the fight. Not the loss but how you turned it into power. You only get one shot at this thing called life, so don't coast through it. Don't merely exist. Don't scroll your years away. Make every breath count. Build the thing you dream of. Love louder. Give freely. Forgive quickly. Rise daily. Because one day, you'll run out of chance and the only thing that will matter is how well you used your time. Stand in front of the mirror. No filters. No distractions. No excuses. Just you and your reflection. Ask yourself, is this the person I promised I'd become? Am I living or just surviving? Most people avoid the mirror, not because they don't like what they see, but because it reminds them of who they were meant to be. But the mirror doesn't lie. It shows you your truth, and if you look long enough, it'll show you your next move. Close your eyes. Picture the strongest version of you. Not the richest, not the most followed. The strongest. The version of you that wakes up with purpose, that follows through, that has peace in their eyes and fire in their belly. Now ask yourself, did that version of you do differently? What did they stop tolerating? Who did they stop chasing? What did they choose to build? That version of you is not fantasy. It's a preview. And every choice you make today either feeds it or buries it. Don't let that version die just because you chose comfort over courage. You get one life, one chance, one you. Make it mean something. Not because you want to impress the world, but because you owe it to the one person who lived through the storm. You. The one who almost gave up but didn't. The one who cried quietly at night but still showed up. The one who lost everything but still hoped. You didn't come this far to sit idle. You didn't endure that pain just to settle. You didn't survive just to exist. So live. For real this time. Live loud. Live strong. Live intentionally. And when the world asks what changed, look them in the eyes and say, I got tired of sitting idle. One day, your name will be whispered in rooms you've never entered. Not because of your wealth. Not because of your fame. But because of your impact. Because of what you chose to do when no one was watching. Your courage. Your decision to rise. Your refusal to sit idle when it would have been easier to quit. That becomes your legacy. Not what you had, but what you did with what you had. And one day someone will say, because they didn't sit idle, I didn't either. You've made it to the end of this story. You've listened. You've nodded. You felt the weight of it. Now don't let this be just another video. Let it be the moment. The one you'll talk about 5 years from now. That was the day I decided to start. Not tomorrow. Not next Monday. Not after your fear dies down. Now. Stop watching. Start building. Never sit idle ever again.